Yes, man.
Yes, man. Welcome back, Yes, man.
Did we were talking about when we turned 18, we all ran off and bought cigarettes and porno mags. Although I didn't buy cigarettes, only the porno mag, and just the one because I wasn't made of money. You know, what do you think? You're richer than me just because you come from rich parents? Yes, man.
You kind of put him in the corner on that
motherfucker. One. I knew it. I knew you were an asshole. Yeah, you do what? Let me guess. You learned how to play badminton with all your porno mags and your cigars before the age of 18?
With them? Yeah. Like, are the handles made out of cigars?
Yeah, on a catamaran.
That's really clever.
Well, on a catamaran to boot, huh?
Yes.
I never knew the Yes Man grew up as a baller.
Oh my! Well, I mean,
rich kid.
He's got political. He'll deny it, but he's got politically. Go ahead, admit it. Do you have politically connected family? Yeah. See, I knew it. Ever since
it's always someone's uncle.
His cousin married Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they all go around on their boats. They all.
Are you saying that Yes Man is the brother-in-law of former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Well, not exactly, but I'm saying he's a Kennedy. Admit it, you're a Kennedy. You're one of the Kennedys, aren't you? You're milking it. See you later.
Get out of here. Kennedy man. We got an image here of the Knights of the Fat Table. That's very good. You got Maxim Black Gallery and Fapper.
Maxim, no, get Maxim the fuck out of there.
That's great.
The Knights of the Fat Table were, I mean, who is Arthur's Playboy, right?
Yes.
Lancelot's Penthouse.
Yes.
And Hustler.
Yes.
And now I'm out of Knights of the Round Table that I remember.
And then there's Chico, Harpo, Groucho,
Huey, Dewey, Louie,
Shemp.
Yeah, of course, Shemp. All right, we're gonna look at some show titles over at nightattack.showbout.tv. The top voted one from I Am the Void King is the Happy Hood.
By the way, Avex says throw out Maxim and put in National Geographic, the poor kid's fat bag. Yeah, true.
That's true. The Happy Hooker. Do you like fish sticks? Knights of the Thick Table. Kevin Smith dead at 48. That's not even our bit. That's someone else's very funny bit. Questionable sack quality. It's all constant neurosis and inside jokes. That's probably every week.
The bassoon rectum.
Resident butt. Fuck you, Sacagawea. I like a dick, as attributed to Bonnie. C3BO.
C3BO. That's pretty good.
From a horse to a pony. Those are different species of animals.
Well,
right?
no. The from a horse to a pony was my line about his penis reduction surgery.
Dick shortening.
Right, I'm making the joke that horses and ponies are separate species.
Oh, got it.
It's actually kind of a funny thing if you
two coin purses and a pile of dicks. It's pretty good.
Genghis Cum.
Genghis Cum is very funny.
Genghis Cum is good.
$60. White people sacks, Bryce's nickel sacks, rapier culture, a heavy hand and a kind eye, C3P dough. It's kind of funny.
Gay wolf.
Gay wolf is... So some would say gay wolf is redundant. Does it have a litter?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, a wolf is a thing.
Oh, is that like a bear and an otter?
Yeah, I believe a wolf is a hairy, muscular guy, but not like heavy set like a bear would be. It's more
so
like
a
muscles.
hairy. All right, so an in shape.
Yeah, very muscly, very muscly.
So like 80s wrestlers.
Sure.
Like before everybody was like shaving their chest. Like
Yeah.
you know, like a Burt Reynolds would be a wolf.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a wolf. If you've ever been to the Handlebar and seen that Playgirl spread of
yeah.
I love that they moved that to a more visible part of the bar.
in the upstairs, is that what it is now? Yeah,
because it used to be downstairs.
yeah.
I understand you have beef. The fractal dicks.
RoboJob, an otter. I think an otter is like a hairy, like a twink, like that you would like this, like the slight build, but
Slender but furry.
A very slim but hairy man. Yes.
Yeah.
Eat my dick literally. It's pretty funny.
Oh God.
Or dictators. Oh my gosh. Let's see any more. All right, we'll go back up to the top. See what the top voted ones
Downward bassoon.
are.
Wah, 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 wah.
So the top voted one is Happy Hooker. Do you like fish sticks? Knights of the Thick Table is pretty good.
Although I would demand that we put a space between all the letters, like it is like God intended.
Absolutely, we could do that. Kevin Smith's dead at 48. Questionable sacrifice. I like that. Yeah. What do you feel, Brian?
Yeah, I can go with the Knights of the Thick Table.
Although I actually kind of really just like the Happy Hooker because like it's so random, it just comes out of fucking nowhere, and it's just a good title.
Well, no, but I mean, it's if you know who it is, then it's like titling it President George W. Bush, and then like he shows up for one line, like, you don't remember there's a guy who was called President George W. Bush? Okay, anyway. Like,
how many people do you believe, as a percentage of the audience, will immediately know the Happy Hooker as the sex advice columnist in Penthouse magazine?
They will definitely know the name Happy Hooker. Anyone over the age of 45, I would say by anyone I mean 70 to 80% will have heard the name and know.
So of our audience, what is the percentage that you believe knows? That will immediately Happy Hooker. Oh, okay. Yeah,
we could throw up a straw poll, right? Let's find out. I mean, it don't matter what I guess. It matters what it is, right?
Well, you got. We want you to guess. I'm
curious. I'm curious from your, because you were like, wow. I mean, everybody will know it. I'm just curious, like what if you were to guess, how many would know?
40% of the audience is, I think.
40%? Okay.
30 to 40%. Let me put it this way. I think 30% of the audience is as old or older than me. I think 10% of the remaining 70 will have, through osmosis, encountered that name. That's my guess.
So you're leaning on 30?
Yeah, between 30 and 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say 35.
Wow. Yeah, I would go lower just because, like, I feel like, I mean, I'm not that far off from you age-wise, and I'm fairly, well,
she was like a 1970s icon. Keep in mind, like I'm running across these articles in late 80s, early 90s, which you'll notice doesn't line up with me being 18 yet. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
Cool. Yeah, I would, because I would not know. Like, if you told me, oh, the Happy Hooker, the sex columnist, I'd be like, oh, I mean, sounds like it.
Well, she didn't write under that name. Like it's two separate phenomenon. Like, she was known as the Happy Hooker in the 70s, and then did not write under the Happy Hooker moniker for Penthouse magazine, but her real name, or what I assume is her real name.
Was she like a syndicated? No, she wasn't a syndicated.
Yeah. I don't think. No. I think it was exclusive for. Well, what about this? If I said the name Bob Guccione Jr., would that mean anything to you?
Well, I would know him as the publisher of Penthouse.
Yeah. Okay, but also the publisher of Omni magazine.
I do not know Omni. No.
Oh, wait, you don't know Omni magazine? Wow, Omni was like the much more pseudoscience-y, looser with the facts version of Discover magazine. That was just like shorter articles, and they're like teleporters. They're probably going to be real. That's the whole article.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I swear to God, if you look up Omni dinosaurs, how did they do it? they had full page paintings of dinosaurs fucking in Omni magazine.
God damn. How long did it go, Omni magazine?
I want to say all of the 80s. I remember being forbidden when I was in 7th grade. We had to do summaries of scientific articles, and at some point halfway through the semester, they're all like, "Hey, starting now, Omni doesn't count. You can't knock it off."
Okay, well, we're gonna have to look at this because I think someone made a competing poll. With Pol Pot in it. So.
No, well, I mean, that's not fair. You throw a ringer in there.
So we'll take a look at this one and see if there's anything different about it.
Look at that.
29%
Pretty close.
said yes on this poll. And in this second one, the results, 40% and 24% have said Pol Pot. So there we go.
Early results.
Early results. There we go.
All right. So wait. So we went with Knights of the Thick Table, or yeah.
I like Knights of the Reach Around Table better.
I feel like that was the completion of that bit. But I'm cool with the Thick Table too.
Oh, yeah. We'll figure it out. Cool. Very fun. Had a good time. You guys want to do some more Would You Rathers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me see.
Holy shit. All right, they found this all these pictures of dinosaurs fucking.
Oh!
Let's take a look at that. Let me see if we can load these up.
Tyrannosaurus sex, a love tale.
Omni magazine, told you. Yeah. Man, 7th grade. I'm looking at this shit.
This is purely intellectual research. We're just doing this to find out.
That's the picture I remember.
There's
Who
brontosauruses.
owns the copyright on this? We need to fucking make stickers of this.
There's brachiosaurs, possibly.
Oh.
Those ones in water. That one's almost
hot
completely
in the
underwater.
water.
It doesn't look like they're enjoying it.
Well, you ever seen ducks fuck?
I haven't.
I was walking to my house once late at night, and I saw 2 ducks fucking. I was scarred for life. Like, it's a violent fucking affair, and nobody looks like they're having fun.
Well, because they have those, like, spirally...
Yeah, like,
right?
there's no such thing as consensual duck sex, as best I can tell.
No, there was a lot of, like, pecking in the head, and, like, it was a violent affair.
Here's the Would You Rather. This is from 2 days ago. Would you rather have a power to talk at everything, or never be able to use gun?
I mean, the first one, I would like to think that not only do we have, but we are demonstrating at this very moment.
Man, I'm fucking listen. I'm tired of everybody fucking, getting so political. Like, WYR bot. Again, we get it, Jennifer Lawrence. You have an opinion on the Second Amendment. Like,
so yeah, there's a little topical jokes. Oh, we got some new ones here. Here we go. Would you rather sell everything in your house or never know anything for the rest of your life?
Oh man. I feel like I'm dangerously close to the second one, like already. And it's like, at least I have my house and all this stuff in it.
That's capitalism.
Well, we certainly know you shan't remember the bit we were supposed to do.
That's true. That's true.
Justin, what do you think? I want to hear from you. Would you rather sell everything?
I would definitely sell everything in my house before I forgot everything for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on board with that. Sell everything.
Okay.
That's fine. Look, I can I feel like that would, if all of a sudden I had literally nothing, like the reset button was set on my life. And this is different for me because I don't have kids, right? Like, so it was all of a sudden Ash and I just, all right, what do we do tomorrow? Like, where do we go? Do we get a new house? Like, do we still have money? Like, that would almost be like exciting. That would almost be like something that would be, a swashbuckling challenge. Whereas never knowing anything for the rest of your life is dementia and Alzheimer's.
All right, well, with 21 votes already in, 90% of people also said that they would sell everything. We just got someone recommending this one. Would you rather be vegan or be hungry for the rest of your life?
I mean, the two sound awfully similar.
Aw.
By the way, unfriend me show. We did our show on veganism today. Go ahead and check that out. And the new Unfriend Me Patreon, where Bryce gets zero money. So if you're like, hey, listen, I would like to chip into Night Attack, but I'm sick of this Bryce siphoning off his nickels, then go ahead and give to Unfriend Me.
So which would, I mean, is
it's got to be vegan. You could be.
If you're hungry.
There's never been a better time to be vegan than today.
It's the 90s. I don't, that didn't land.
That was really catty. But what I want is more of that. I love really catty, bitchy Bryce.
I was trying to do an ironic, it's the 90s bit, but it came out very mean. No,
I
you're
would
right.
rather be vegan, Bryce.
Damn it.
Because there's nothing wrong with being vegan.
There's nothing wrong. There are plenty of vegan. Some of my best friends are vegan.
Listen, I'll say this: a lot of vegan food is garbage.
Yeah, and
See,
a
if
lot of
you're
it is like
hungry-
super fat. You can get super fat as a vegan because since you don't have meat, they fill it in with lots of fat and salt.
Oh, totally. Yeah. But a lot of it's really, really good. And so I would be vegan before I was hungry for the rest of my life.
But you could still eat.
Although, also, wait, but let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Aren't we suffering that curse right now? Would being hungry for the rest of your life really just be living the rest of your life?
You
Like,
just gotta
we're
have a
hungry.
bag of Cheez-Its in your hand at all times.
Well, no.
Okay.
There are brief moments of definitely not being hungry. Like, I sincerely do not
the
want to eat.
satisfaction
Yeah,
of being
I am
done.
fully satiated.
Satiated,
Yeah,
yeah.
and do not want another bite of any of it.
But you could lose that.
If I was.
Oh,
Well,
but
wait,
you would
but
not if
they're
you were
saying
not
be
vegan.
hungry for the rest of your life. That doesn't mean constant hunger necessarily, right?
I
That just
think
means
so.
that you
I'm
will
pretty
always
sure-
that the specter of hunger will always haunt you, which happens to us now.
No, that's not what it says. It says being hungry. Like, I know what being hungry feels like, and I would not want to experience
It
that
says
for the rest of my life.
Be hungry. Be hungry for the rest of your life.
I feel like there's always a low grade hunger that you would be having.
I appreciate your effort, counselor, but no matter how hard I squint, this sounds like a sentence of experiencing the experience of hunger for every moment for the rest of my remaining life.
Yeah, maybe it means Mike TV says in the chat that you're like hungry for success. You're like fucking coffee is for closers.
Oh, so
Okay,
like you're-
okay. Oh, whoa.
So you
whoa.
are hungry, but you're very type A.
Yeah, you're hungry for. But that means you'll never be satisfied. That means you'll never
Is any of
not
us
be
really
hungry.
satisfied?
I mean, listen.
Meanwhile, you know, it's like your daughter's getting married, and you're just like, got to find a better husband for her. You know, and it's like, and you're like, I need more property.
Seems like a weird. I thought you were gonna go like, oh, my daughter's getting married and I have to go close this deal, but instead you're like,
No, like hungry for success, like he's not good enough. I gotta find someone better.
instead you're just like super matchmaker.
No, it's just like you're never satisfied, right? Like you would think it's like she's happy and that's enough for me or whatever.
You like dangerously want better for everyone. You in a bad way want better for everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with 11 hours left, 249 votes already in. 72% said that they would be vegan.
Fucking kids these days. Hey, can I bring up something that I found fucking around on the internet earlier?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Do you remember the film Fern Gully?
Yes.
Do you remember the villain of that film?
Corporate America. Yes.
Hexus.
Hexus.
Do you remember Hexus?
No.
Do me a favor, Bryce, and just look up, just Google Toxic Love.
I just worked at the movie theater when Fern Gully. I was in high school when Fern Gully came out.
All right. Well,
All right, so is this it looks like maybe a music video?
Yeah, he's reading Swank.
All right. So,
I'm sorry, this is Yuck, Brian.
Oh,
this
sorry.
is a very specific
Yeah,
night
that's
of the round
it's
table.
before he got his first boner. It's back when girls
Yeah.
had cooties.
So Tim Curry plays the villain in Fern Gully. He is the personification of pollution.
Yeah.
And he takes control of this deforestation operation, this logging operation, to destroy the sacred rainforest of Fern Gully. But just you don't have to play the song, but just go ahead and skip a few seconds in and just look at the animation of this song, which is like a very kind of like sultry sort of like almost like strip teasy kind of a song that goes along, called Toxic Love.
Yeah.
All right, so like a skeleton has appeared out of the goop, and now
Yeah.
Hexus's form has shown up with a very defined chin. He's throwing his sludge everywhere. Kind
Now,
of smoking.
just do me a favor and scroll down to the comments. All the comments are about how everybody wanted to fuck Hexus, and they had their first sexual awakening watching Hexus as a child.
Hexus was a
Please.
very oddly sexualized character, especially for a kids movie.
I'm really confused about many things.
I'm sure I had clothes on when I clicked on this. The awkward thing about this is that even as a kid, I found this character attractive. Oh my goodness.
Now look, Fern Gully is propaganda for kids to care about environmentalism. It is very naked in its purpose, and yet
he
for
does look like
whatever
handsome
reason,
Squidward.
like they achieved the opposite, specifically with what seems to be the female viewership that was just like, no, I knew what it was to be a woman when I watched this sludge pile become a fucking amorphous, sexy object.
I love the way Tim Curry says, Wow.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, he's pretty much doing the same character as in Rocky Horror Picture Show: seductive, powerful, strong, and slippery, sinuous. I could think of other S words. Salacious, sarcastic,
Okay.
shiny,
Yeah. Slippery?
sassy.
Okay, yeah.
That's all I got.
So how did you re-find this? Did someone send this to you?
For whatever reason, I got to talking about Fern Gully on morning stream, and then I just, for whatever reason, started. Oh no! I was talking about how much I remember. I remember the bad guy in Fern Gully. I really liked because it reminded me as a kid of the Spider-Man and Venom symbiote, like that. It was just this like amorphous sludge pile that was just kind of like slopping around, and I always liked that. And so I went to go look up more about Hexus, and then I forgot that it had a fucking a musical number. But I guess this is like in the 90s when Disney was hot and every Disney cartoon was a musical where the bad guy sang a song. And so they did that, but it was just like, it is like you go back and you watch and you're like, God damn, man, they want us to fuck this sludge? Like, are they trying to be like, yo, this sludge is like, you can put it anywhere in this sludge. Like, it'll take it.
Brian, did you find Hexus sexy?
Well, I Your Honor, I don't feel like I've spent enough time with Hexus to really draw a conclusion.
You want to watch the rest of the song? You want to maybe see if you get a little fucking stiffy with
I mean, look at that chin, Brian.
It's
like Blasto.
That is a very the chin. He ends up looking a little bit like Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Okay.
And then he's just like he's eating his own
Like he's
face
eating
and
his
shit.
own
Like
face. And Bubbles? Look at that big ooh.
it's a little fucking Ursula from
Yeah.
from Little Mermaid. It's got a little. It's definitely got a little bit of that Ursula mixed in.
Look, he just made trash animals, Brian.
I'm sorry. What case are you guys making? and how
I'm
should I
saying,
feel about
do you
it?
want to fuck this sludge?
No, I not particularly, but nor do I want to judge any girl who has an awakening as she looks
No one's saying to
upon a
judge.
powerful masculine figure representing corporate America. Because guess what? Most of them ended up marrying someone like Hexus,
Well,
and
okay.
so.
Now, so
I
you
mean,
said you didn't want to get judgmental,
I mean,
but
dare to dream.
I'm just, I don't know.
Okay.
No. I mean, I'm not judging. I didn't know that Fern Gully had this undercurrent of sexuality to it. I certainly don't remember that part of it when I think of Fern Gully. I think of the one time in 3rd grade when in Fern Gully somebody asks the guy who gets shrunk down if his name is his name, and he goes, "Last time I checked." And then I thought that was really cool when I was in 3rd grade. So they were asking everybody, like, if they were here, they're present. And they was going, present, present, present. And I went, "Last time I checked." And then I immediately got in trouble. So that's my number 1 memory of Fern Gully. My second memory of Fern Gully is that it's the same plot as Avatar, and that's pretty much the last thing I remember. People were reminding me that Robin Williams is in it as a bat, and he raps. And I forgot that Tim Curry was the Sludge. I guess I remembered that he was like that. Sludge was the bad guy.
Do you have any memory of Tim Curry? Because when I think of Tim Curry, it's like, of course, we think about his iconic role in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then I think about him. Next up is in Hunt for Red October when he is just annoyed, like that the captain doesn't seem to realize that they have a saboteur on board, and he's like, "Captain, we're being sabotaged," and then he sits there and sad as they all think that Sean Connery is dying for Mother Russia. And then the third one is, do you remember the fucking wicked ass costume that he wore in was it not Legion? Was it Legend? In Legend.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, really, all I know of Tim Curry is like Rocky Horror when I got older, and then I'm sure because he did a lot of voiceover stuff. Like I'm sure I know of him in other voiceover stuff, but I don't connect him to like Tim Curry's legacy.
Okay, check out this costume. Like even if we could just see a snippet of Legend, Tim Curry in Legend, I am certain that that's what they were riffing on with on the Tenacious D, tribute video.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely where they were going for with Daredevil. Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Yeah.
Those fucking insane horns. And I don't even know what happens in this movie. All I remember is this shit. He's talking at her, saying, like, "I'm gonna fuck you. I'm a big old devil man. And you're sad, and I like it that you're sad. And your friends ain't never gonna make it." And then at the end, they make it. And he's like, "Oh, you made it." And then that's the end of the movie.
Well, fuck me. I guess I'm the devil. Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
I'm the devil, and I do what I want. There's that chin. There's that same chin from his hex goop.
Yeah.
I guess Clue. I remember Clue, but that was more adolescence.
Clue, one of the most underrated movies. So good, excellent, drop
Clue,
dead pitch black comedy.
No doubt. Clue is the gold standard of whenever anybody just like randomly like, "Oh, we're gonna make a movie out of Hot Wheels." You're like, I mean, fuck, they did Clue.
They did Clue, man. Clue was fantastic.
They're making a new Clue.
Killed.
They're making a new Clue. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh,
With Deadpool.
okay.
Dead Clue.
Dead Clue.
Dead Clue.
Dead Clue.
The writers of Deadpool will pen Clue. Interesting.
Dead.
So it'll be
Deadpool,
a little wacky.
Deadpool pen Clue.
Clue was wacky too.
Yeah. I mean, I think like that is a premise that you can take in a lot of different ways. Like the whole point of it is that anybody could do it.
Oh my God,
right?
Nick with the C beat me to it. I just had it stuck in my head over and over. I am your singing telegram. Bang. Do you remember that part? Oh.
And Clue? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray Planeswalker, that particular twist depends on who done it depends on where you see it, was the whole gimmick on that.
That's right.
3 different endings. That way, no matter where you went, you we're left wondering what the other endings were.
Was it only 3 other endings?
Yeah, there were 3 endings, and then when they released it to video, they did ending A, and they said, that's one way it could have ended. Well, John Stossel actually showed up. He was just like, here's another way. And then they played that. He's like, but the government wouldn't let you have this version. They insisted this be the answer.
A lot of editorializing. Oh, John Stossel's known for making his opinion known.
Also, yeah, he got in on it about Clue. That was like he was like really for most of his career known for like libertarianism and having a television career, and then a Clue movie fanatic. Like that. The 3 spokes of that wheel.
Flames in my skull. Yeah, that was some weird ass shit. I was a kid watching grown people make out with corpses and animate corpses to make it look like they were actively dancing and heavy petting each other, and all in front of a cop. That's what I saw as a kid.
Brian, are you up on the Oscars? Do you have Oscar opinions?
I don't.
I feel like you see a lot of movies though, like that you would have. Do we want to pull up the best pictures?
I'll tell you what, man. I'm seeing a lot more movies now that there's I could throw a rock and hit a movie theater.
The Best Picture nominees: Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I've seen 2.
I've seen Shape of Water. I've seen Get Out, and that's it.
Yeah, so we got the same 2.
But I've heard about Call Me by Your Name and
Dunkirk. Call Me by Your Name's all right. I don't see it winning.
Did you? Neither of you guys have seen.
Was this? Am I making this up, Bryce, or was your review that you gave it credit for just not being a gay movie that ended in horrifying tragedy?
Oh yeah, it's not unending gay death, which is points, but it's also more indulgent than important.
Gotcha.
There's a scene. Oh man, I don't want to spoil a very shocking scene, but there's one scene that you're surprised is in a film. But it's just indulgent more than anything.
Of these, which ones should I see that I haven't seen, do you think? If I've seen Get Out and I've seen Shape of Water.
I don't know how many more. I know 3 Billboards is like still in theaters in some places.
So three Billboards is probably the most controversial. And by the way, so what happens in Hollywood, predictably, for any like movie fan, is you have the movie that's like favored to win, and then everybody shits on the other movies so they can like jockey to win, and you're just hoping that like you're able to time your smear campaign so exactly when everybody's voting, so everybody's thinking about your smear campaign when they vote. And so Shape of Water got it because apparently there's a lot of shit that was like either very similar, if not outright lifted from some other weird French fucking story or something. And 3 Billboards has gotten it for the last couple weeks based on the fact that it's like, I haven't seen the movie, but apparently there's some awful racist character that is not handled in a way that some people think is appropriate or something. And so now it's like, oh, is it just Crash? Which was a movie that like in hindsight was like, oh no, it's like about how different races can get together. But when you watch it now, you're like, oh, this is like horrifyingly weird and ham-fisted, and it's just white people wanting to feel good about themselves by watching this movie with racist caricatures in it.
What was Darkest Hour? Is that a Churchill biopic?
Yeah, that's who is it that played? Gary Oldman. That's right. Yeah,
Gary Oldman did it, which I think that's just kind of there because it's like, all right, Gary Oldman was great. He'll probably either win Best Actor or come close, and we'll just recognize that.
And I've heard a lot about Phantom Thread, but I have no idea what that is about.
Do any of these have to do with actors?
I mean, The Post is about...
Phantom Thread's Paul Thomas Anderson. It's Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis, and apparently Daniel Day-Lewis's last role.
That seems like something I would make sure to announce right before Oscar season, whether it was true or not.
He's like, oh no, I take 7 years to do every role, and if I'm playing a footstool, then I will be undefeated for all 7.
Did you see the post, Jury? I guess not.
I didn't, and part of it is that I kind of really loathe the mythic newspaper stories. Like, it just, to me, it's always so fucking ginned up, and it just feeds the worst instincts of what journalism and newspaper journalism really is, because it's like, it's just a lot of like really, really small things and never any like, we got to do it. We got to get these fucking liars.
fucking sign in the chat just saying what I'm thinking. He's just like, she totally fucked that fish though. I'm just saying,
happened, man. That's
there's
true.
part of me. There's okay. I think The Shape of Water was a fine film, but I think it and I having not seen any of the other movies, probably shouldn't say it doesn't seem like a Best Picture worthy effort in my opinion. But I will throw all that aside if it wins the Oscar and it's just like, dude, she fucked that fish, got an Oscar. It's like
they should have a category for like best sexual element, or like
what is the man?
Because then they could put then Call Me by Your Name could go for it.
Last time I cared about the Oscars was at Ernie Klein's Oscar party in 1999 when Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan. And it's like after that it was real hard to care again.
Sure, all award shows suck.
Yeah,
the Grammys are bad, the Oscars are bad, the Golden Globes are bad.
Yeah, but this coin
I mean, they're really just there so you can talk about movies, right? Like that's the point of them.
Yeah.
And that ain't bad. We all like talking about movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, can I remind everyone that Logan happened in this year, in the year that's eligible for an Oscar?
So you would say you would of those two that you did see, you enjoyed Logan more than Get Out and Shape of Water?
Certainly more than Shape of Water. I think it's a superior cinematic film than Shape of Water. Shape of Water was a cute little story. Get Out was a very culturally relevant, very well written, very well executed, very good Twilight Zone episode. Also doesn't feel like a Best Picture kind of thing. It doesn't feel big and sweeping and cinematic in a Dunkirk kind of way. But I haven't seen Dunkirk, so I don't know. People in the chat are saying that they're beefed about it. So I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Man, I'm curious to see what happens when Black Panther is up next year.
Oh, do you think it gets a nomination?
I think it gets a nomination. I just think I'm very curious to see where the rubber meets the road with the Academy when it comes to recognizing a superhero movie, because they are loath to touch anything. Because again, Logan's about as close as you are going to get by a Oscar vetted director, a actor who has his chops. What's his face? Patrick Stewart doing Charles Xavier in a more dramatic kind of way, really sinking your teeth into it.
Like best supporting actor level performance from Sir Patrick Stewart, right?
If there were ever going to be a superhero movie that would merit Oscar consideration, I think it would probably, just based on those pieces, things that are palatable to the Academy, it would be something like Logan. It does not get nominated for anything, but Black Panther, very popular and heralded as culturally significant.
So I forgot that this happened. I haven't seen it, so I can't say whether it's good or not. But I definitely forgot that Boss Baby got a nomination.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I haven't seen
against Coco.
Against Coco, which is
those are in the same class. Sure. Boss Baby, Coco. Ferdinand.
Let's not forget Ferdinand, the movie where John Cena's a bull.
Tom said he saw that, and Tom was one of the guys who didn't like it because it was a bad adaptation of a book, of a kid's book. I haven't seen Loving Vincent or The Breadwinner, so I don't know. Those are wild cards at this point. But Coco
no.
good.
Coco is beyond reproach.
Coco's
It's
incredible.
fucking amazing.
Cinematography, Blade Runner's up here. Shape of Water.
So Logan got no love at all, huh?
Wait, was it eligible? What is it just year by year, or does it cut off?
There's
It's
a cutoff.
It's the year. It's the year.
Well, it's not calendar year. There's a cutoff.
I'm pretty sure it is calendar year, which is why they do limited releases of Oscar movies in the the last couple of weeks of December,
Logan
and
is
then
up
major releases 2 months later.
Best writing adapted screenplay is what Logan is up for against Mudbound.
By the way, James Franco not going to the Oscars because of his James Franco past.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because I thought before all that shit blew up with him, at was it the SAG Awards or the Golden Globes or whatever? Like, I thought Disaster Artist had a outsider shot at a nomination for Best Picture, just because it's about Hollywood, and everybody loves the actor story and the creators and the striver story, right? And that's what that movie is all about. But then the Franco of it all hit.
And the Franco hit the Fran.
The Francesca.
Yeah. She said, "Ow, why are you hitting me?"
Franco.
Of those, I would say, of the Best Picture, I think Get Out's probably the one that everyone's gonna remember in 10 years.
Well, I don't feel qualified to speak on it since I've only seen those two,
But I think, look, if those other movies haven't gotten us to see it the year it comes out, how do you think that bodes for how everybody remembers it in 10 years?
I think of the most talked about movies I've seen in my circles, it would be Get Out, Shape of Water, or Phantom Thread.
What is the Phantom Thread about?
It's about a dressmaker in the 50s.
Right on.
And he has a muse, and it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, so it's like a character study on a challenging man.
A challenging man. They should have called it a challenging man.
A challenging man.
A challenging man.
I'm
telling you guys, I'm sorry that
here's every Paul Thomas Anderson trailer. I can't. Title card. Couldn't. I have done everything. He did everything. You are everything to me. You were everything to him. Bong, a challenging man.
Sorry, you said this is every Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Trailer.
I'm just
Trailer.
okay.
Trailer.
Didn't he do Boogie Nights?
That was a long time ago.
Didn't he
Now,
do?
now they're all
he do?
Daniel Day-Lewis movies that are 7 hours long and have a lot of monologues of him going, I am here.
He was here. Did Punch Drunk Love?
Long time ago, man. You're thinking of all these movies back before he started making only Daniel Day-Lewis movies.
Although I do like the idea of some version of Boogie Nights where he's just like, yo, I am here.
He was here.
Yeah. He's like, yo, I've done everything.
He did everything.
By the way, I love Punch Drunk Love.
Yo, my dick is huge.
His dick was huge.
Punch Drunk Love is one of my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movies just because it's like an hour and a half. It's like the only fucking reasonably length Paul Thomas Anderson movies.
Oh, that's right. He did The Master, too. That was weird.
Another one, a challenging man. All of these, him and Aaron Sorkin need to have a cockfight to find out who can have the most challenging man movies.
They can write dialogue as they walk and talk and get through as they monologue each other to death. To death.
Although I haven't seen Molly's Game, which is apparently about a challenging woman.
Baby Driver's up for film editing. Baby Driver was last year? That's a weird eligibility thing if that's
Wait, what? It was a summer movie.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2017. It's like 6 months old.
Wow. My calendar is fucked up.
No, Baby Driver should be nominated for film editing. It's fucking exquisitely edited.
Yeah,
that editing's great.
That's definitely its strongest suit.
I mean, maybe the script could have used a
little bit of character, a little thing called character development.
When the protagonist, maybe you'll get the girl. Maybe you'll see the development between their relationship.
Maybe this movie had President Underwood in it and probably got scrubbed from a lot of categories.
Get Christopher Plummer for that one.
I am very, very glad that Big Sick got a nod. Should have been higher.
It's here for original screenplay.
Should have been more than that, though.
I still never saw it.
It was great. It was fantastic.
I hear it's great.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been mad at it cracking the best picture.
Okay, here's one we've probably seen. Visual effects.
Visual effects between Blade Runner and War of the Planet of the Apes. The question is,
and Last Jedi.
Yeah, I guess that's Last Jedi.
Okay.
I don't remember being wowed by any of the Last Jedi's effects in particular, but I do feel like Andy Serkis and the same snub. The same snub that they gave for Avatar, because everyone was afraid, like, oh, computer's going to take actors' jobs now. So what do you say, actor judges who are judging who are actors? Do we like Avatar? Yes or no? And they're like, no, we don't like Avatar. It's bad. Blah.
I want to go to this meeting.
But now, here we are a decade later, and I feel like Andy Serkis is long overdue for some heavy-duty recognition and this hybridization as actors realize that, guess what? They all have jobs, even though they get computerized or whatever. Yeah. My guess is they might give it to War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Visual effects. I mean, because I think these ones are only voted on by people in those industries.
In the tech industry. Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what in that industry is thought of as more challenging to do. But if War of the Planet of the Apes, if the other two Planet of the Apes movies didn't win, then specifically the second one didn't win, then I don't think this one will win. I would probably say Blade Runner.
I don't know. I feel like the fact that the previous two didn't win opens this up, because this does feel like probably, like a last chance at
I would say
a known good one.
I would say specifically the second one, because the second one was another half the cast was CGI, like, rotomap, like rotoscope, sorry.
The Blade Runner.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess my only vector on that is like, I just don't know what those people in that industry are like. Yeah, whatever. That's like, you just do the bleep blop and you do the ding dong and then like boop. Who cares, right? Whatever. And we're in Guardians. Can you imagine trying to render that, leaf? Oh my God, I'd shoot myself. I'm a guy who works in visual.
That's what we sound like.
With Justin does a nasty parody to the person he's mocking.
Oh, man. Blade Runner. Man, I wonder. Blade Runner has so many great production elements to it, and it's a mixture of visual effects and production design.
Hey, I'm gonna go get a beverage. Would you want one of those crazy mango nutty nutty bars,
No,
fruity
thank you.
Oaty bars.
You don't have to have this long thing. I know what you're talking. I'm good. I've got it.
Okay,
All
all right.
Yeah, you could just say a mango.
I just but Blade Runner.
Do you want me to mangle you?
Oh,
Took a hard left.
to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon. Yeah, Blade Runner, I think, is also up for production design, unless I missed it. And that's the sort of thing where both of those things worked really well. It is together, like that. The big fight with the character in the concert hall.
Yeah.
That's a
With
mixture
the showroom and the thing and the
that's a mixture of visual effects and incredible production design and editing, and I wonder if any of those is strong enough on their own. It's interesting.
I really liked. I think the best production design in the movie was just getting that Johnny Walker right up front, just so Johnny Walker knew that they got their money's worth and they were willing to subsidize the budget.
Oh man, we have some more video. We had some pre-show videos today. You wanna take a look at the menu?
Yeah. How about tea time? Have we done tea time yet?
No, we haven't done tea time. Let's take a look at tea time. Oh, this will be good. Daft Punk with this. All right, pause. Justin,
All right.
for our audio listeners.
So there looks to be some tea, and there also looks to be a rocket of some kind
Yeah.
that's gonna take off. And he's put that tea on his dick, and I don't know whether or not the dick's gonna come into play. Man, Bryce, normally I would concoct some kind of crazy scenario, but I can't even tell you what it would be here. I
The
have
truth
no idea.
is stranger than fiction.
It's stranger than fiction. It's Japan.
All right. Oh! I think you were right on that one, Justin. A little rocket.
His dick did come into play. Look at him. He fucking rocketed his shorts right the fuck off.
He doesn't look too happy about it.
And the flowers are still standing.
How many times? What take do you think this was? Because he's not happy about this.
Well, look at the back. Look at the back. Look at all the fucking.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
all the splatter.
Tea stains on the door.
I'm guessing
2 or 3, right?
definitely.
Yeah. Wowzers. Cheesers, Jeezers. Let's see. Okay, this is pretty good. When people try to guess your sign, do you read into this
I'm really good at guessing
horoscope?
signs. You're such a
stuff?
Capricorn, aren't you?
No.
You're Virgo?
Yeah. No. Sure. Yeah. Everybody go. What's your sign? That was always a thing.
Yeah.
What's his face? Quincy Jones in that crazy ass interview made a point to say that asked the interviewer if he was a Pisces, and he said that he was a Pisces, and said, "Yeah, man, Pisces, great sign." That was very exciting because I'm a Pisces.
Oh, you are.
I am.
Classic Pisces move. Brian, what's your sign?
What sign do you think I am?
Capricorn.
Yeah, probably because you know my birthday.
FamousBirthdays.com, the only place where you should judge popularity on the internet.
All right. Here's when people try to guess your sign.
I'm really good at guessing signs. You're such
Also, by the way, Wookie points out that I'm so into it that I thought Scott Johnson had cancer.
Cancer cartoonist.
Capricorn, aren't you?
No.
You're Virgo?
No.
Yeah, you're definitely not a Virgo. You're definitely a sign, though. You're definitely like one of the signs. Are you a Scorpion?
Scorpio?
Scorpio?
No.
Pisces?
No.
Gemini?
No.
Sagittarius?
No.
Gregarious?
Gregarious?
Aquarius?
No.
Precarious?
What?
Yeah, what's your birthday?
You want me to tell you my birthday?
No, don't tell me your birthday. What's your birthday?
July 10th.
Don't tell me your birthday. Oh, July. Oh, I don't want to hear it. Oh, okay. You're a Leo.
No.
What are you? Don't tell me what you are. What is it?
I'm a Cancer.
Cancer. God, I knew you were a Cancer like when we started talking about this, because Cancers are always like, I'm not that. No, I'm not that. I'm not any other horoscope. I'm a Cancer. So I'm really excited for you.
What are you?
I'm a Virgo. Sometimes a Sagittarius. When Mercury's in retrograde, though, it's like, what am I, a Leo? Am I a Libra?
Mercury is like literally always in retrograde.
Well, there's a day where it's not, but then primarily it just moves backwards. Venus does it too.
Wait, so what do you mean that you're sometimes a Sagittarius, or what does that mean sometimes? When's your birthday?
September 27th.
So what sign does that make you?
I don't know. I don't know when the cutoff dates are.
Yeah. That seems like
I
that'd be
feel like we got there and then we left and then we came back.
I feel like it's a scathing criticism, and once they invent a time machine to send it back to 1978, boy, they're gonna open some eyeballs.
Oh my God! Hey, by the way, Mercury in retrograde is some shit that I've like heard said seriously as like a serious excuse out here. It's like a thing.
Jesus Christ.
For real. No joke.
So in that Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall autobiography, he talks about how he was unfamiliar with the whole signs thing or whatever. And there was some girl that he was interested in, and then she found out his birthday and was like, oh, no, I could never go out with a Leo or whatever. That's not compatible. And that was the last time he ever told his birthday. Instead, they'd say, what sign are you? He was like, well, what sign are you? And then whatever they say, he would go like, that's what I am. And they're like, oh, my God, we're so compatible. And then it's like, yeah, that's great. It's a really good autobiography. Highly recommended.
I know. You want to know what? I got to get into it, but I'm reading. I want to do this new thing. I want to do this new project. And it involves me actually reading things that aren't things I just want to read. It's like research. So I'm disciplining myself to not listen to things that I like.
Ryu Planeswalker is acting like it's, saying astrology is bullshit is the same as saying like wrestling is fake. Everybody knows it. Not to the people Justin was just talking about. It doesn't sound like.
Well, I mean,
God damn it. You're getting trolled by our editor-in-chief from the Modern Rogue, John Cheese. Ha! You guys read, pussies.
Motherfucker. Well, all right, I was going to think of something funny, and then I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, you're like a guy who...
Something. At least you don't rewrite the fucking intros to the books I read. There was going to be a funny joke in there about how he rewrote the fucking intro to the President's thing, but he made a big deal about it. It was like a funny inside joke.
Oh, got it.
But I couldn't think of anything funny, so that really says a lot about me.
Man,
anyway.
you know what? I realized I was looking at the author's page, ironically not at authorpage.com by our friend Andrew Main, but the writers listed at the Modern Rogue, and I liked the layout of it, and it made me sad that my face isn't on there. So last night I started brainstorming ideas for shit I could write on this site that I'm
on
funding.
your own site, on the site you're the publisher of.
Yeah, funny.
Why don't you write it as a pseudonym or a nom de plume?
Yeah, you can be Ryan.
I
Rushwood.
would write it under a nom de plume, under a pseudonym, but I don't want anyone to know what the pseudonym is. So maybe I'll write it under a pseudonym or a nom de plume for the pseudonym.
Yeah.
So
see, all right, here we go. So your writer name's gonna be Bryce Castillo.
He's not denying it.
Salty Tushwood.
Not
About
KNOT.
the history of fire eating.
God damn it.
5 arts you won't believe. Oblivion threatened to stretch her. Darkening wings.
Darkening wings.
What's happening on your phone?
Yeah, what's up? All right, here's a new segment.
Multiple.
Brian is looking at his phone. What's going on, man?
Hi.
All right, now we go to Brian, who's looking at his phone right now. Brian, what's going on, man?
Hey, you ever be doing a comedy show and then one person talks about a giant sponsorship crossover opportunity and another one talks about how, hey, sorry, it was really awkward when the conversation went to dead relatives, and then you're trying to like make one person feel good and but also you're intrigued by the business opportunity, but also you're still live on the air, and it's
happens every day, Brian. I can't swing a stick without that exact same.
What
thing
I'm trying to say
happening
is
to me.
Our
no.
segment called Everyday Struggles with Brian Brushwood.
It's called Relatable Problems We All Have with Brian Brushwood.
Flavor toothpaste
That-
is right.
was
This
that-
is
was
the
that
plot of
Pygmalion?
Pygmalion. Yeah. Yeah, your man Jeff. We
damn
can
it.
now confirm this is a Smodcast Harmontown Night Attack crossover.
Yeah, it's gonna happen because we're
I saw
very
the look
much
in
in the
Brian's
same
eyes.
league.
What was the bit Kevin Smith dead at 48 that you were referring to? That was very funny. That was not ours.
Oh, the guys on the Your Kickstarter Sucks podcast have who did they do that joke about? Marilyn Manson. They kept joking that Marilyn Manson died.
Hey man, I know Marilyn Manson. That's not funny. I was there when he wafted smoke from his crotch as he was high as a kite.
He was so proud of it.
Oh
you
my
have
God.
not seen somebody so proud of something. I mean, look,
it was
Marilyn
adorable.
Manson is a fucking star. And he walks into a room and you know it because he's a star. He has one of those qualities that, like, you don't know why you're looking right. You just happen to see a barely emerging from the door frame Marilyn Manson. He has a dude next to him that just looks like him. Like, he's just a guy for no reason hanging out with him that if he were to walk down the street, you'd be like, that's Marilyn Manson. You know it's not Marilyn Manson because you see the real Marilyn Manson, who's a little heavier, right next to the other guy. And yet he is acting as if it is a science fair project that he has been working on all fucking year.
He
and
was
he's 10 years old.
Here's a phrase you don't normally hear associated with Marilyn Manson, but every second I saw him at the Magic Castle, he was capital A adorable. Like,
He was.
just giddy and
Like
happy.
excited about the magic.
Well, and
No.
also high, very high
Very
the entire time.
Very high.
There you go.
But also he would like even like gather people around, and then his posse would like understand, like, oh shit, Marilyn wants us to gather people around. So he'd like gather everybody around and everything. And then he would just open his arms, and from his open fly, smoke would come out of his dick.
And then you're thinking like, oh, what's next?
Yeah.
And then you look to his eyes to say like, oh, and then you would get right.
Get out of my dick.
Like,
He'd be like, do we clap? Like, and he's just like, imagine fucking Marilyn Manson, goth king, superstar. Not since fucking David Bowie has somebody had the kind of career that Marilyn Manson had. Still to this day, a provocateur. And he just looks you dead in the fucking eye and says, please acknowledge that smoke's coming out of my dick. Like, that's the connection that you have with Marilyn Manson in that moment.
I will never forget. You know, when you do a run of shows, like what, three shows a night. You know, it's
By the way, this is at the Magic Castle. For those of you who don't know the fucking backstory to this, this is all at the Magic Castle.
yeah. Well, and I knew he was around, but then that moment I walk out from the curtain, the exact curtain behind which one of Magic's most beloved inventors hung himself, which is weird for me to think of.
Years later.
Sure, but I guarantee you everyone there is thinking about it now. But I step out and then dead fucking center, packed audience right there in the middle is Marilyn Manson. I realize, oh shit, I am performing my best magic work for Marilyn Manson. And
did he like Mr. Happy Pants?
He seemed to like Mr. Happy Pants.
That's good.
I was very happy.
Good.
He was so excited. Smoke just emanated from his face. And we elected a new pope.
He goes, it's white.
No. His dick didn't come out of his fly. It was literally just like the open fly, like smoke began emanating.
He fucked that fish.
He did not fuck that fish. Although, well, probably. I mean, let's get real here.
Did I tell you that I got a life cast of? Remember when I got the life cast of my face by special effects artist Ralis Khan? And he sent me the picture of the stone positive or whatever. And I made it my Twitter avatar, and everybody hated it. And they're all like, will you please put your real face on your Twitter, not this stone simulacrum of you being dead? And then, but
I don't remember that part.
Okay.
I don't doubt that it was mentally scarred.
But that visual effects artist, practical effects artist, special effects artist, is named Ralis Khan, and he's the one who made the androgynous suit that Marilyn Manson is wearing on the cover of Mechanical Animals, the one with the tits and the bulge and all that, and the claw fingers and all that.
Nice.
He had oh my God! I just realized he's such a trendsetter. Marilyn Manson had Obama's bumbler's fingers. Years.
Bummer's.
Bungler's fingers.
Bungler's fingers.
Frambles.
Do you just want to spend 10 minutes reading that article again?
Or maybe just looking at the pictures again, just to remember.
I've typed in Bungler. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, Bungler. First thing that comes up.
Nasty Prezzo bumper.
Dipping his bungler's fingers in people's soup and milk in order to destroy lunch for all America.
Oh, so good.
One more.
I think I think Bonnie eventually came around on this.
She hated this at first.
She hated it, but then eventually, once she realized what brilliant satire it is.
It's really just
what a weird.
With his bungler's fingers of the jumbler.
And it's the same one at the end as it was at the beginning.
Oh boy, horse! He's trying to destroy American lunch.
Bungler, the first result is that clickhole article. The second is the actual Bungler
Hashtag
tag.
Bungler.
Hashtag Obamagate, hashtag Bunghole, hashtag Obumbler, hashtag Obungle. Oh boy, I'm not gonna say that.
Oh my God!
How are we not the third? Like, how is there not a video of us just laughing about that? That's not the third result. Like, I feel like that needs to happen.
Flip it. Put it on YouTube, please. Okay, I'm good. I can't.
Yeah,
like,
no,
get the
you
Google
just gotta
results for
stop.
No, we're just that's.
Oh man.
What else we got in the video tin?
We got some more videos here. What do you see?
Awful life hacks.
Oh yeah, this is pretty good. This is a little long, but
is it Justin?
No, it's not.
So pretty simple. Cut into an orange, cut off the top of a bottle, glue it onto the orange. We're just gonna roll that baby around, massage it, get it nice and tender, and oh hell yeah, we're gonna get some of that sweet, sweet juice. Check it out, guys. Check out all of that juice. And that's it. The video's over. That was crazy. Do you want one spoonful of orange juice and have 14 minutes to kill? Well, then I've got the solution. Do this. You know, you guys could just buy orange juice. It's not that.
Yeah.
No.
Too,
he's kind of like making fun of it. He's like, hey, I figured something out.
Yeah. Well, so it's
these life hacks.
I just felt this strong insane compulsion to punch him. And I think I've seen
Okay.
another of his videos where I felt the same way, and I don't.
I was just
So
about
you
to
want
say,
to
I
fight
spent the
him?
last
You wanna-
week like really
you
liking
want
his
everybody
channel.
to-
So.
Oh wait, his channel?
Yeah.
Wait.
Dude, like his whole thing. I dig him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh interesting.
Wait, what does he normally do? What does he do? Sell us.
I mean, that's so this is one of he does a lot of different types of videos. This one is about bad life hack videos on Instagram and how they're all pointless and dumb and bad.
What the one I saw before was I stopped watching that one as well because it's just him shitting on stuff, and it's fine when he's on strong territory, but then he veers into like really unfair territory and also not relevant territory.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, he starts like criticizing like the latter Crusades. And it's like where the fuck do you get off? Like they're trying to secure the Holy Land. Like who the fuck are you?
Are you painting me
thought
as
it
the
was just
apologist for the
useful.
Crusades in this scenario?
I'm just saying, like, fucking, a lot of people put a lot of. Yes, there was a children's crusade where they sent children to secure the Holy Land. Like, ooh, okay, so you've never made a mistake. Fuck off.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Was that not? I'm sorry. I thought I was completing your sentence. Like, so go ahead if that's not what you were saying.
Well, I like it, so
Okay. All right.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, I guess to put it in more clear terms, I actually was on his side, both in this as well. I found myself on his side, but cringing at what a poor ambassador for the side he was being, because he was taking cheap shots and cheap pops that only weaken his position. And that's the part that was unpleasant and not fun for me, and why I stopped watching the other video of his. But maybe there's really good videos of his, and I'll fall in love with this stuff.
Coolio, hear that, Drew? Beep, beep, beep.
God damn it! God damn it!
Oh,
kidding.
God damn
YouTube
it.
star. Hey, by the way, did you hear that? The crown for Austin suburb YouTube star might be back in the Brushwood column soon.
Wait, what do you mean?
2 strikes for InfoWars.
Oh, that's right. InfoWars got 2 strikes.
Oh, really?
That's
Why?
right.
What did they do?
Hate
Turns
speech.
out, man, tell you what, an alcoholic has to stay away from a bar. You know, heroin addict has got to stay away from his shooting gallery friends. InfoWars got to stay away from school shootings, man.
Oh my goodness!
They cannot stand but to get in trouble whenever the siren call of the true conspiracy of a school shooting happens.
Oh boy!
So yeah, now 2 strikes because of Parkland videos, and
2 strikes, like just both at once, or
no,
they had
one
lingering?
both within 3 months. So I mean, I'm sure you guys know the rules more than I do, but I was just reading an article today that if it matters more if you have 3 strikes within 3 months. Is that it?
There's like a rolling 3 months, and if you have 3 strikes in 3 months, they permanently shut down your channel.
Yeah.
So they're supposedly what they were saying is with a second strike, he would be for a certain amount of time couldn't upload videos for a while. So I don't know if that time period has happened yet or not, but
I think that started today or yesterday, where it's like 2 weeks where they can't upload videos.
it's pretty heavy punishment for, you know.
I mean, he's Alex Jones. The capacity to do a thing that will get him a strike on YouTube is never far, right?
But
And
he
it-
also, forgive me, this is me speculating wildly. I'm trying to game theory this right here. It seems like it would almost be a good play right now, because he's at a level of prominence that you can either decide to, you know, straighten up and get a little more mainstream, appeal to more people, reach more people, become more popular, or
omega-3 pills.
or you can have some catalyst marginalizing event that puts you farther on the fringes but takes people into your environment. You know, like there appears to be no doubt that that Glenn Beck is making a lot more money with the Blaze, even though most people. Oh, really? You don't think so? Compared to what he was making.
Sold it. He just sold it.
Oh yeah.
Because it was hemorrhaging.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then maybe he should straighten up and fly right then.
Yeah, like the tough thing when if you lose access to YouTube is there aren't other big video social networks that are easily
For
configurable.
discoverability, I guess,
or even just like interactivity with websites, you know.
Well, this is the way we talk about it internally over at Scam Stuff. Is that there's two moves if you want to increase the pie. One is to expand outwards and do forward-facing content that brings more people into your tribe. The other is to mine the core harder, right? And we try really hard to keep on growing and not overmine the core by constantly like new boner pills today. Buy the boner pills. Also coming out next week, boner pills. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But in this case, like he might be at a place in his career where it's just better to just flip everything around and mine the core forever. Which I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I was talking on the jury show that I didn't know what was better for him. Like, is it better for him to be if his brand is the truth that they don't want you to hear, being banned by the new boogeymen of Silicon Valley is the rubber stamp that will never go away for the censorship of the one truth, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's 2 million plus subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And, you know what that is for Scam School and you're building up Modern Rogue. Like, that's hard to give away. Like it's hard to go from, Tuesday we have it and Wednesday we don't. Like that's a rejigger into the calculus. That's a lot of boner pills that you could be selling to those 2 million people.
Though I could see because does he still have those radio syndication deals? I can still see a world where he finds other more traditional outlets as a fallback.
But that's the thing is he's always a little bit too fringe. Like he's never done the full Michael Savage thing where like Michael Savage is like every once in a while he's going to say something horrifying that'll get him in trouble. But 9 times out of 10 it's just kind of standard. This is what them liberals are doing kind of stuff.
Well, and keep in mind also that the lifeblood of his operation appears to be attention, including the everybody loves to cut stuff out of context. Not that the context necessarily makes it more believable or more better, but it's like, hey, I'm a producer at The Daily Show and I need a clip that's wacky. Oh, this is perfect. The frogs are gay and it's on YouTube and we already know YouTube licensing arrangements and all that. It's not a case where the water's turning, the frogs are gay. Like, that awesome shareable quote is behind a paywall, and it's like, well, I'm not going to join a paywall just to scour this to see if there's any crazy shit on the inside here, So it's in that regard, I think it is important for the attention that he have a forward-facing element to it.
I mean, I would say if like YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook banned him, that's a major problem for him. Like, because now you are relying on, you have no access to the mainstream and now you are totally relying on people coming into your walled garden. Can he afford to lose Facebook? I mean, who knows? I think on one hand,
is he on the ropes with Facebook as well?
I mean, who knows? I think right now there's just a lot of the Parkland stuff kind of gave another round to the like, let's take a look at these Facebook and YouTube algorithms and see like, exactly why, now all of a sudden the most popular videos about this subject are not news reports. They are the fact that like these kids are crisis actors or something, like that became a story in and of itself.
Yeah.
And I think he was part of it because he's specifically with that example been, he's the OG of this is not what it seems when it comes to school shootings, no matter how much he wants to kind of distance himself from it.
Codes from Home brings up Vero. What do you guys think about Vero?
I don't know anything about Vero. Please tell me. Enlighten me.
So the idea is it's a new social network, mobile first.
BRB.
Yeah. That is. Where is that echo coming from? That is it will eventually be subscription based, and it keeps track of the things that you share and the things that you recommend or don't recommend or are just telling people you're watching. It kind of blew up overnight. Actually, DTNS had a really good breakdown as their main subject on today's show here on Tuesday. What is that echo coming from? Is that me?
Oh, no. You're hearing the monitor over here.
Okay.
It's like a very slight immediate echo, right?
Kind of. Any
Well, here. If I turn this up, here, say something. See if you can.
Okay, yeah. So it is a app that is okay. I guess so. It's the frequency that sounded like it was an echo. So that's just what made me think about it.
Yeah.
But it will eventually be a small monthly fee, and all the first people who get in will have unlimited free subscription, whatever.
It's not a pyramid. It's an inverse funnel.
That's right. And it's a fancy looking app. It's got I can actually pull up maybe screenshots or something of it. It looks sharp. And they have this whole thing of like there won't be ads because it's subscription based, and they want to keep. I don't know. I have such a weird thing with the fundamental element of it. They've got a manifesto here on their page.
Oh wow! I did not expect it to be a literal manifesto.
Oh yeah, it's actually called.
It says manifesto in there.
Yeah. But basically, it's hey, we're not gonna put ads. We're gonna be about you because you're paying us, not ads. Which is all right, but I also feel like Vero is weird in practical use because you can't make a text post. You always have to be talking about something.
Oh, Jesus.
And so it makes it easy to share stuff, right? Like, oh, I'm watching the movie. You just type the movie in, and it'll find it in the movie database, and it will know that you watched the movie, and people will know it's there. And part of it is like commission stuff. So part of how they'll make money is, well, you're talking about this movie. Your friends might like to buy tickets, and we'll make a commission off that link or something. So that's where it butts heads against with me, is that it is very like
you can't take
focused.
the high road of saying, oh no, you're paying for access or will eventually be paying for access,
but you make it
but also we'll be making money on the back end based on what you buy,
or just make it very commercial but focused.
I guess that's the thing though, is like I don't really give a fuck about sharing the commercial shit if my friends, the most amount of people, aren't going to see it and I can create the biggest conversation. So it's like, why do I give a fuck in a smaller environment to share I'm watching The Shape of Water instead of on Twitter to say, yo, they fucked that fish, comment, right?
Yeah.
I as we all know, one of my favorite weekends of my entire life was the beautiful and perfect peach weekend that Brian was in Oakland for.
That was so great. That's where this began. Us doing bets.
Peach could have done it.
Peach weekend was the best. It was so great, but also like that was exactly the perfect wild horse shit social network that really was like fun. It was never going to go anywhere, but it was very, very fun because they literally threw just everything against the wall, and they had a fun little UI for it. Vero, I just don't. I mean, it's like kind of Instagram-y, which I've always like. My natural instinct has always been kind of counterintuitive to Instagram because I'm more of a writer than I am a picture taker.
Yeah, and this one is very like media heavy. You can make a photo post. You can post photos. There are things I like about Vero, just like, oh, you can classify what it's like a mixture between Google Plus and Facebook of like, you can set, oh, this person is a friend, this person is a close friend, this person is just an acquaintance.
Yeah, that's another thing that gave me anxiety, is trying to decide like fucking like, okay, well,
to publicly assess the value of your connection with the private.
No, everything's private.
Yeah.
So you are setting your privacy things, but it's like, okay, well, I mean, like, if Merritt's this, then, like, what does that make this other person, and then I like, all right, so like these are people that I know from the show that are like listeners to the show, but like I've met them in person. Are they more than just people that I've talked to a lot on social media? I don't know.
I'll tell you what. Here's a weird thought. Do you think that I don't want to place one group above another, but do you think that as we move deeper into the 21st century, that we, the collective, everybody here, and many of the people in the chat, are at an advantage in that we all, many of us have lived our lives on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever, as a public figure, and as a result, from the beginning, have thought every single thing I type can come back to haunt me at all times, in all media, in all situations. I am texting Justin Robert Young, my friend, right now, but I will make sure to write things in such a way that if a third-party hacker were to intercept this communication and it was taken out of context, I could still defend it down the way. Do you think that that's how everybody needs to live? And if so, do you think that trying to build some kind of media empire and being in the public eye confers any kind of advantage in etiquette and hygiene?
I wouldn't be admitting about who I jerked off next to when I was 12 if I didn't think that there was some sort of insulating factor to admitting literally any embarrassing thing that I could ever think of loudly on the internet.
Right.
I'm also a crazy person, so like I don't know whether or not that's real. I just know that I'm a lunatic and have a hard time holding back things, and like I would rather that be something that I make a career off of than have it come back to haunt me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what your expectations and goals are, right? Like, if you're trying to be a politician, you would think someone would be very tight about that sort of stuff. But
used to be.
But Anthony Weiner's out there with his dick on live stream all the time. I don't know where. I just saw an article. I had to look some very specific keywords for this game today, and I just saw Anthony Weiner keeps showing his penis to people. But I have no idea how old that article was.
Wait, he's going to jail though.
No, he might be. Well,
he's convicted for sexting with a minor on an ongoing long-term basis, right?
Yeah, I forget. I don't know whether or not his like that wound up becoming like him being at some weird like outpatient sex rehab.
Oh, got it. Thing. So maybe not jail time. Yeah, it says here 21 months in prison for a sexting case as of 6 months ago.
His wife isn't divorcing him though. She's standing by her man.
Well, there you
Oh.
go. In any case, it was probably an old article because it happened multiple times. But
sure.
In any case, it depends on what your expectations are and what you're trying to do.
I mean, listen. Here's the horrifying vision of the future for which I've had, and I will tell you now, will come to pass. This will happen. There is going to be a hack, and it is not going to be about what is covered. It's going to be about the search that you're able to do on this massive database. And you're just going to be able to see, I'll be able to type Brian Brushwood, I'll be able to type my name, your name, and you will just see embarrassing things in a massive fucking gigantic database. Like imagine if like iCloud itself or something got hacked and you just have terabytes upon terabytes of chat communication that you could tag and search, and who knows whether it's in the frame of mind that we know now, but I will guarantee you that between now and when I die, there will be a massive fucking hack, and it will not be about the headlines. I mean, there will be headlines from it, but it's not going to be, oh, we saw Jennifer Lawrence's titties. It's going to be, what was your boyfriend doing 2 weeks ago? What was your wife doing that one time that you were, wondering why she was late from work? Like,
so you're saying instead of the fappening, it's the hackening, to where all of a sudden there's just no secrecy of any type, and especially when you open up AI bots being able to, troll through stuff looking for keywords that are associated with,
or just some weird thing like Facebook knows where you go.
Yeah,
every time
your phone knows where you go.
They know what pages you go to. So if you could see, has my significant other visited his ex's page in the last 6 months? And
well, okay. See, and this is where I don't think you're thinking far enough. I think that yes, that will exist, and yes, most of polite society will not engage in it. But then an AI will automatically troll all this stuff and then send an email with a seductive question. Hey, I've been looking online. I'm a bot, and I noticed this time that your wife was around. If I were human like you, I'd probably wonder where she went. Click here to find out where. Like it's going to be the filtering that is the more important part to me. Like the raw data escaping, we're already seeing constantly. But human beings lack the ability to process and filter. And the only way we're able to do it right now is somebody has to be interesting enough that a team of, say, 6 to 10 people at TMZ troll through all this crap in order to dig up what the interesting parts are to tell the stories. Like that will very quickly become automated.
Sure. And I see where you're coming from. And that is a very, very seductive concept. All I'm saying is the only advancement I'm saying based on the large group, the large data, is people figuring out tags and searchability. Like that's the one thing that we've seen in like hacked passwords. You can type in your name or your username, and it'll show you the passwords that are now publicly available to hack your other shit, so you can change it. But imagine that level of searchability for something far more personal. Like we have not yet seen that. We have not yet seen the all right, how type in my name, dirtysecrets.org, and it's like now all the embarrassing shit that I might have done and thought was private that now is public.
Yeah. Well, and I think that I'm on the same page with you for that, but that already happens. Like in my house, guests come and they shower in a bathroom in my my domicile to where theoretically I could kick open a door and see them naked, right? But I wouldn't do that because I would be impolite and that would be a violation of the trust of our friendship and all of that stuff. What I think will happen is once AIs get into trolling, you're going to have similar to when The Force Awakens came out, people, all you needed to do was forward that one photo of the scene of an important character dying midway through the movie to spoil the experience for someone. Now a robot can look at the data and assess what you care about, assess who you care about, assess when the person you cared about probably did something that is hurtful, and then the AI bot will just say, on October 25th, 2000, whatever, your wife went to cheated on you with this person right here. Here's the evidence. Trolling itself will become automated.
I agree what you're saying, and I mean, there's no way I think that you could debate that that's fucking a crazy scenario. It's a fucking crazy scenario, and the only thing that we have not yet seen is whether or not that is the most profitable way to use an AI. It is certainly a salacious way to use an AI, and it's certainly a way that you can make some money theoretically, right? Although who knows exactly how legal it'll be, but who knows? With an AI at that point, who knows what else it could be used to do to make money, and who knows whether or not there's going to be limitations on that kind of computer processing. So, yeah. Also, apparently, I need to watch South Park because apparently, everything that I've talked about is like a South Park thing.
Last season had an
South Park did it.
South Park did that. Basically,
come full circle now. Hey man, it's 12:30 in the morning, and I either have to pause to go get another beer or
No, we've got stuff to do tomorrow.
wind stuff up. Yeah.
Probably call it.
Hey, speaking of which, tomorrow, do we want to? Are we gonna do our chat live?
It's on. It's on. Yeah, no. Kanata versus Brushwood 2 happens on the Politics show at 11. When did I tell you guys?
You said 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central Time.
Yep. So we'll do the kind of current events, politics stuff in what normally is the politics chat before that, and then Kanata v Brushwood. Does Brian regret voting third party after all that has happened? We find out tomorrow.
Ooh, very cool. And that's on Justin R. Young on Twitch?
Yep, that's it.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.